Radical. Radical. Radical.
I see all these YouTube uploads talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, and not, just reviews, not people just talking about the amazing box office numbers. I think it's got 60 million in so far, which is more than 3 times as much as Birds of Prey. Ha! Yeah, the marketing on that one. But there's another element here where people are actually saying we won. I see a lot of thumbnails that says Sonic the Hedgehog, we won. And I didn't know what they were referring to, but I dug into it a little bit more. And apparently what's going on here is kind of a little bit of a war between contemporary media outlets, and things like YouTube, and the fans, right? I know that some of the bigger YouTube channels, we would consider them part of the media outlet, but there seems to be a disconnect. And if you go to Rotten Tomatoes and you see a big discrepancy in an audience score and the critics' rating, I think Sonic the Hedgehog has a 30-point swing. It's 63% on the Fresh and 95% audience rating. That's another reason I was really curious to go see this, because I'm like, apparently it really does a lot of fan service. It's really there for the fans. And I was worried that it would be just a movie that wasn't really for the fans. But everything I've read and everyone that's seen it that tells me, they say this is really, really big for the fans. And it really delivers what they wanted in a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I think it's no small feat to have a video game movie seemingly be this good. I mean, you think about the history of video game movies. All right, Mario, all those Yui Bowl movies. All right, there hasn't been a lot of great, even very good video game movies when you really think about it. Now, comic movies. There's a ton of comic movies. X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. There's all kind of comic movies. And I think just in general, with the thing with comic movies, you look at this right here, Sonic the Hedgehog and then Birds of Prey. Look at those numbers. I think we're reaching a point of saturation also on comic movies. So maybe the next big swing would be towards video games and video game movies. And I feel a little tingle in my pants thinking about a lot of amazing video game movies that could be coming out, imagine like a Last of Us movie, for instance. And there was talk of maybe... I remember talk years ago of a big budget Halo movie, but I think that would be fucking epic. God of War. Like a lot of these franchises, I think it's untapped potential here. A lot of franchises would be amazing freaking movies. But now we have Sonic the Hedgehog. And box office is a big deal. So if a lot of people are seeing that Sonic the Hedgehog is making 3 or 4 times as much as a comics movie in Birds of Prey, the money makers, they might say, what? We got a lot of untapped potential here. But I don't know. Like, there's, of course, a lot of video game franchises that would not translate well to movies, but there's a lot that will. And some people out there would even say Sonic the Hedgehog. We don't really see that translating into a big budget kind of movie, but this kind of proves a lot of people wrong right here. Now, one final thing I want to say on this. And if I go to see a movie, I might have like a review of the movie of sorts if I go to see it, which I'm leaning towards closely of seeing it. One final thing a lot of people are giving it credit for is listening to the fans. In fact, I think a lot of people went to see this because they're big fans of Sonic the Hedgehog, and they were just delighted that they made that change, the CGI change. I'm going to hold to it, okay? Call me a conspiracy theorist if you want to. I'm going to hold to it that original design was just so horrifyingly disastrous. Okay, not just a little off. It was horrifying. I think that was part of a campaign. I think that was done intentionally to make people really mad and get people talking about it And then they came in like heroes at the end and said, you know what? We're going to listen to the fans here. It's all about you guys. That's what I think. I mean, I'm not gonna hold it against them, but that's what I think. Ultimately, it's a success, monetarily, and a 95% audience rating. Yeah, you don't see that a whole lot. So yeah, I don't see a lot of things really negative to point to about this. What do you think about Sonic the Hedgehog? If you saw it, let me know what you think about it down below. And do you think this might potentially open the floodgates, hopefully, for a lot of new video game movies in the future?